How to effectively use Tinder for more matches, more dates, and ultimately getting girls. I run Tinder accounts for men across the planet, and I'm one of the best people in the world who does this. Okay, it's called Tinder Outsourcing. I've got some incredible expertise. I've been doing this for almost several years now, and honestly, I'm one of the best. Okay, as you can see here, hundreds of likes, hundreds of dates scored. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because in this video, I'm going to be showing you text messages from girls on Tinder and breaking them down so you can get the results, okay? Now, what you see here is my own results, and this is nothing. I wish I could show you more insane texts, more insane clips, even sex tapes potentially, but YouTube wouldn't allow me to show news or anything crazy, okay? So, I run Tinder accounts, as you already know, and this is dating app outsourcing. I do this for a lot of high-profile dudes, and not to brag, I'm pretty fucking good at what I do with dating apps. Honestly, I would call myself a magician with the results I can get. So in this video, I'm going to show you some incredible things, okay? And if you copy paste these, you're going to get the results for yourself, okay? So I'm going to show you a series of Tinder conversations from this week that I've had with the people I work with, the clients I have that are very high profile, okay? Then I'll break down the psychology of how it all works, why I said what I said, so you can gain the understanding for yourself and pull it off, okay? Or you can outsource the work to me and I'll handle it. Regardless, my goal is for you to get incredible results from my video, so stick around because I'm going to show you some crazy tactics for texting, okay? Let's get started. Let's kick off in week 7 of this series. So I'm going to start off with a ridiculous result for this video, but this is the full ops close. You're going to see some ridiculous shit in this video, okay? Like seriously, this next one is one of our classic high tier strategies, and this comes from Will's profile, which is obviously an alias. No one is comfortable actually having their face on these videos, okay? But anyways, let's get into it. We always open with her name, okay? It's a line that intrigues mystery or piques interest. I'm not going to explain it because I've had this in every single series and you guys are getting bored probably. But as you know, it gives her an incentive to reply, and this is what opens up the doors to a date and meeting her. As you can see, they always reply. The principle behind this is basically when you send her her name, it's basically the equivalent of a girl messaging you first. That's literally it. If you send this to a girl, she's basically messaged you first by sending her name. That's the power in it. And when you do that, then you can say whatever pickup line you want. You can use whatever words you want to use. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. Okay? But that is only one piece of the puzzle, as you know. We need to create a lot more mystery than that and incentives. We need to build the entire foundation, okay? So we then can eventually convert her from a match to a date, to a contact, and you know how it goes, and eventually a relationship, friends with benefits. But back to what I did here, I use my pickup line as always out of my many options. So I like this one, there's something for missing from your picks, but I'm going to give you some more lines because you should always have variety. So how tall are you on your knees? You're my third wife. And there's a few more that I'm just trying to get off the top. I think we'd be a great power couple. I like cardio, but I think I would. No, I hate cardio, but I think I'd love doing it with you, something like that. There's quite a few, but if you go to my classical Tinder videos, I go through those on there. But I like this line because essentially it's just the easiest one to play with. Anyway, her response is standard code, just taking the bait, but the emoji shows big interest from my man Will, so it's not looking too bad. And as we progress, you're going to see some ludicrous stuff. Trust me, this is going to take a turn for something ridiculous. Seriously. As always, we go into the pickup live, you know what you're missing in pictures, and progress onto it with me with my arms around you. Pretty simple, pretty basic stuff. Now, her response is one of the best of the pickup line. It's very, very unique. Like, a lot of girls like, come here and do that, or something like, when are we going to take them? Her reply is kind of well thought out. I like it, honestly. So, obviously, this shows that she wants well and replies with a unique reply, which I fit into the code to use the Ops closing framework, which is one of our special closers, as you'll see. The Ops framework is one of the most notorious closes. You'll see what happens. Seriously, if you stick around, if you want, you can skip ahead to see what happens. Honestly, it's that good. But yeah, we play it off and push forward to get a more sexual conversation flowing. By do this, we open up more opportunities for the conversation, meaning we have a predictable pattern to follow for the best results. So saying arms around your waist or neck easily allows you to turn the conversation sexual. It easily allows you to go into other sort of topics, and it just prevents the girl from going to a boring conversation about her life. Because, to be quite frank, most of you who are using Tinder, you don't really give a fuck. Like, you don't want to know about a girl's life. And especially the guys who get their accounts Tinder outsourced to me, they do not give a fuck. They just want to fuck. That's the truth. Like, they don't want to message girls. So by keeping the conversation sexual, you're ultimately just going for what you're looking for and what you want. Having these prolonged, boring conversations about her jobs and hobbies is not going to get what you want at the end of the day. Anyway, a very basic reply from her, but still very high interest. This just goes to show girls are not good at holding conversations. It's expected because they get everything easy in life. That's just how it is. And that's why we have to use these texting strategies, because obviously for us, we have to play a little bit harder. We have to try and put more effort in, because girls genuinely really get easy. I mean, this girl's probably got hundreds of thousands of likes on Tinder, while the guys that have the best profiles in the world can only get maximum 200-300. Like, I'll be honest with you. I think for a guy, the average is around 50-60. 99 is considered good, and that's my standard for the guys I work with. And anything above 200 is considered above average. And then like record breaking is like 4, 3, 500. And then for girls, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 likes is more average. And there's a lot of reasons for that. I'm not going to go into the politics behind it, but as you know, there's more men on Tinder than women. The ratios are fucked. Just a bunch of garbage. But that's all cope. At the end of the day, you can still get dates. So yeah, just lock in and just copy what I'm about to tell you. So yeah, we go for the sexual turn here. State 2 dream situations for her to make her wet, and this is just the beginning of the master plan of obviously the ops closing framework as you'll begin to see it unfold. So the reason why I sent this text message right here is basically, now I'm basically making her imagine a scenario that goes into sex, that goes into relationship, just really, really drawing the board here and just getting her invested into it. So yeah, so she obviously has a choose a signal here. She sent a double text. This displays clear excitement, and this is where we excel at our job as being the best Tinder outsourcers in the world. We go for a close, setting up the ops framework. This is how we present it. You'll see how it goes now, okay? Nothing fancy, we keep it simple, we do the fancy stuff later. The ops framework essentially involves a series of simple maneuvers and complex maneuvers. Now, a lot of you guys think everything has to be really fancy-pantsy and you have to use bullshit shit tactics. Sometimes being simple is better than anything else, okay? I'm not here to bullshit and lie to you telling you that dating is complicated. It is already complicated enough. I'm not going to make it any more complicated than what other fucking gurus on the internet do, okay? Asking for this girl's number is the simplest move on the board, but guess what? It's the best move on the board. So after getting her number, then we can begin the fancy-pantsy shit, okay? Anyway, now that we're off with a number, it's time to inject the fancy shit. This is where you really should pay attention, because this is when it's actually going to get complicated. I'll be honest with you. So let's get into it. Okay, so now the first tactical injection is, what am I saving you contact as maneuver? A pertinent one, and I do apologize, by the way, for my Discord popping up there. I was helping him with other matters, essentially, and other topics, but that's not relevant. Anyway, regardless, she falls to the bait and she takes interest and asks, what should I save you as, to showing great consideration. So obviously, typically most girls are like, you can save me as whatever you want. Now this girl right here, she's obviously asking what should I save you as, and this is a really good choosing signal. So what this means is the girl's not only just interested in the fact that you're interested in her, she's interested in you as a person as well. So it's very, very good. That shows you the frameworks that we've been using has worked out very well. Anyway, we inject our power move here and go for that I was thinking future wifey. But if you're not wifey, that's fine. So the reason why we do this is a push and pull tactic. So essentially, in the past, I would use the what am I saving contact as, I'm thinking future wifey all in one line. But by spacing it out and doing it like this, it comes out much better, because now you're basically pushing the responsibility onto her, you're pulling her away, it comes off as teasing and fun, yada yada yada, and that just makes the girl more invested, and you just look like a guy that can have fun and can take the piss out of her. Her response was a bit vague here. She didn't fall for this one, obviously, which is a bit sad, I'll be honest with you, and she just said save me as whatever you like. Now, obviously, this isn't a good thing, but regardless, as my job as an outsourcer, I have to make this work, and I have to find the solution. That's what I do. I look for solutions. When I look at texts with girls, I look for solutions. I look at what works, what is the best reply, and that's why I get the fucking results you're about to see from this guy. So yeah, I suggest a date here to close her regardless, because being one of the best Tinder outsourcers, I have to get the results. I have to. It's not I will, it's not I can, I could, I should. It's I have to. Because at the end of the day, these guys are, investing to work with me. And if they're doing that, I have to make it work. There's just no way around it. That's just how it should be, right? But regardless. So I said here is we can make cocktails together and sort those pictures out. And I said, what's your schedule looking like? All in one message. So the cocktails, fun date activity is a good incentive. And then the pictures obviously links back to the me with my arms around you line. So we're reciprocating that. And then obviously the schedule line, that's just to get an idea when she's free. So obviously, instead of saying to a girl, when are you free, or when can you do whatever, saying what's your schedule like seems more masculine, more mature. It's a much better reply. Small things like this really do matter. A lot of guys have seen my comments are like, oh, you overcomplicate dating. You don't need to do all of this. Yeah, to girls, when they see small mistakes in your texting and they see small things like that make you look more, as cringe as it sounds, beta, they will lose attraction. It's the truth. Some of the things that you say, girls will perceive wrongly. Because at the end of the day, the perception of girls, what they hold of you matters. You may think, oh, whatever the fuck I'm doing, I don't care. I'm masculine. I'm going to pick my nose, for example, or I'm going to do some stupid shit. I don't care what other people think of me. To other people around you, they're going to think you're retarded. What people think of you matters. Okay? But that's for another video. Anyway. She opens up with a schedule to my clever reply and even triple text she really wants the date, which is perfect because this is when we can set a date and put the ops framework to full use. So obviously she said I can work around most things and just let me know whenever. So she's just opened up her schedule really well, but at the same time it is a bit vague. It's not ideal. I wanted a definitive answer. I didn't really get one, and as you'll see, this does cause some problems to the plan. So now this is why we use a special tactic here. Because essentially we're going to quite literally Uber her to Will's house for easy, fast sex like a whore. And as you'll see, we'll use more magical tricks this guy made to make this girl make him a sandwich. And this is where it gets crazy. The guy actually that I'm working with, he's high profile, so I won't disclose his identity, but he has a slave kink. And let's just say that considering this girl is an ethnic minority, it goes to show how powerful this can be. Like, I just want you to think about that and process that. I'm not going to say much because obviously high profile dude can't really do that, but I have permission to show you this much obviously under an alias. Anyway, she triple texts him here, and this is the power of the framework. And as you can already see, she opens up her schedule to us, giving us a few definitive days later on, but not yet. So yeah, she puts a few shit tests in, and starting you can see that she basically see how it goes for Will. She asks where basically Will lives. And most guys would go for a logical reply, and this is what is wrong. It fails the shit test. Instead, here's what we're going to do. So she says, I'll have to see how the evening goes. The problem with this is it's a shit test. She wants you to be more antsy, more desperate, to ask, oh, no, I can't do this and that. I need a definitive answer. Unfortunately, yes, we do want a definitive answer, but we can't go for a definitive answer, okay? Because it's just going to turn her off. And the where do you stay reply, you don't tell her where you live, not unless you've secured the date, okay? So yeah, obviously we go for a high lifestyle clothes reply to create an incentive with a reply. We lie about Kevin's penthouse in London and obviously provide an exciting date activity in the sort of zone. And I don't mean Kevin, I mean Will. I just mix the aliases up. But regardless, okay? We didn't tell her exactly where this guy lives. But at the same time, we did give her a decent rough idea. So, yeah. Now, she declines the first proposal, which is fine. She was actually busy with other parts of her life. And as all good people are, we thumbs it up to just end the conversation and revisit it at night. That's just how it should be. Nice and simple. Nice and easy. Anyway, moving forward with the next text. So obviously, we came back in later at the later hours. We were like, I'm still awake. I'm looking for a pretty girl to join me tonight. So when we thumbs it up, we were actually expecting her to text us back. That was the expected plan, obviously, with what we were going for. But because she didn't, that's okay. We just revisited it at night. Now, this is what happens, okay? She kind of rejects the opening, and this was for Will to come see her. So she said, I'm low-key high right now. This is an invitation for Will to come and smoke weed with her. But obviously, Will is a high-profile dude. He did not want to go and meet the girl at her place in a shitty place because Will is a successful guy. He doesn't smoke weed. He doesn't do fucking dumb shit. And obviously, even though she was indirectly inviting him to come smoke weed, he turned it down. And a lot of you guys, obviously, you don't have to turn a girl down in this scenario. But for him, obviously, we did. So yeah, she triple texts because we left her on red using the DTT formula. And this opens up a new window opportunity for a date, which is fine. And that is the goal for the day after. Anyway, we lock it in masculine fashion using the ops framework. And we prepare the Uber tactic to make her an overnight slot for Will. Quite literally an overnight slot, okay? So after we ignored her text message and we just went on to the next day, we essentially set the date the next day after at 9 p.m. And then obviously I asked for her address, and then boom, from there, we were going to say, we're going to get her an Uber. That's it. That's just that simple, right? So a lot of you guys think you need to take girls on fancy pantsy dates and shit like that. Not at all. You can literally just get a girl to come down to your house and have sex, Uber. That's it. Kick them out. That's literally what Will does. I have no moral dignity or care. If I'm working with a guy and he's a client, I'm just going to do my job. Kicking a girl out after having sex with her, if that's your taste and that's your forte, go for it. But anyways, moving on. She confirms the date and set it for 9 p.m. in the morning, and now we have to wait for the plan to go into motion. So as you can see here, she says 9 p.m. works for me, but a lot of guys at this point would get very excited and giggity. They would start fucking beating their meat, thinking, oh, a hot girl's going to come over. Not at all. This is where the pre-date text messages really, 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 really matter. This is where girls mostly fake. And if you don't want this girl to fucking flake on you, you better fucking listen in. So obviously we begin the second stage of the Ops framework, and it's time to use pre-date texting strategies. This is crucial to make sure she does not flake. Okay? We ask if she's getting ready because makes us essentially seem less needy and desperate. It's that simple. So obviously, most guys in this scenario would be like, "Oh, are we still on for tonight?" Okay, I've shat on this line enough. I'm not gonna shit on it anymore because it's just getting ludicrous. Okay, when you say, "Are we still on for tonight?" It's so fucking cringe and beta, as cringe as that sounds. It's just not right. It just makes you seem like a little loser. Like the girl's literally gonna lose all attraction. Oh, are we still on for tonight? Like, never say that. If you say you're getting ready, then with that name, I blurred the girl's name out as well just because of identity reasons. It just looks more masculine. It just looks more attractive, okay? It just looks better. And it looks more flirty, and the girl likes that. The girl's gonna like that. That's why, okay? Then she replies with a confirmation when she'll be ready, and this is a good sign, and it gives us clear answers to when she'll meet Will. So it's looking good so far. She said, "I'm at the library right now, but I'll be back at mine soon, and won't take too long to get ready, okay?" So obviously, this is looking a bit shaky. I won't lie to you. It does look a bit frisky, but obviously, as you know, crazy results are going to come regardless. Otherwise, I would have not included it in the video. So yeah, as you can see here, this is kind of a bad reply if a girl gives this to you. Just be very wary. Here's what you're going to do, okay? So we go for our classic tactic of asking, "What are you going to wear?" to make sure she's committed to the hookup for us. And this is a small golden nugget for you to use, okay? Just ask a girl what she's going to wear. And if she tells you what she's going to wear or sends you a picture, which is the best case scenario, I promise you she's going to show up on that date ready to be fucked, okay? But yeah, obviously, she confirms her outfit for the night, which is a good sign from her. And all we have to do is just thumbs up and leave it on red, okay? So obviously she said it sarcastically as well, clothes question mark. So obviously she knows the clothes are coming off, so it's looking good. And boom, then we try and go for the address again in a masculine fashion, cold, logical, and simple. And this is the Uber tactic going into play. This is when it really starts to kick in, as you'll see. So she said, "I'm on my way back to my friend's house, so I'll just come from there if that's alright. I'll also be 20 minutes. She confirms the time of arrival before we send the Uber, and we just have to essentially act masculine and wait. That's it. We ignore her, we don't spam her, we just be patient, because being needy will turn the girl off. Seriously, a lot of guys at this stage of the game will start spamming her with 600 calls, random garbage, like, "Oh, what's going on? What's going on?" Being a man of status means that you don't care if a girl flakes on you. You don't care if a girl isn't ready. If she's ready and she comes, great. If she doesn't, boo-hoo, move on. That's it. That's how you should think of it, okay? Just go to the next girl, to the next girl, the next girl. If you cry over a girl flaking you, she's never going to show, because that's how girls are. If you try them and make them do something, they're going to lose attraction. That's just exactly how it is. Anyway, we go back in for an update around 20 minutes in to check in on progress. It's a bit risky since it could cause a flake, but she showed good choosing signals earlier on in the game, so it's fine. So obviously I said, "Sure, whereabouts are you at now?" And this is just a location check to see if she hasn't fucking died, or should I say flaked. But yeah, so she states her location, and this shows she's serious. She's genuinely serious. And we just have to keep playing the framework for our pre-date text messages as we progress. We go for a confirm again to see how things are going. It's fine now since she is serious with the hookup, and all we gotta do is send the Uber. Anyways, moving forward. She confirms she's ready now, and we just have to wait for her to send her address, and we'll make her an overnight slut for Will. So as we go there, she keeps us updated on our journey of when she will arrive back home for the date. So right now she's at a friend's house, she's coming back home. And then when she's at home, she's going to give us the address, and then we send the Uber. And from here on out, it's quite literally in God's hand and Will's hand. And may I say, Will did do some ungodly things to this girl. No pun intended. But moving on. We just keep the act up as outsourcers and flirt a bit to lock things into place before the date. And she's ready to be an Uber whore and fucked and used now. The final stage of my framework kick in for the ops tactics, as you can see. So tell me when you're ready, darling. I'm ready. So that's a little bit of a flirty text. And boom, she says double Y ready. So it's looking good. So we obviously asked the address to finally send the Uber in. And it's time for us as outsourcers to back away and plug the psychological strategies for the date. And this is where the final stages of the ops framework will start to kick in. She provides the address here, nothing fancy. We send the Uber to her place to lock things in. Uber link has been sent her way, and all we got to do is sit back and relax as Will has her fun with his slave slash doll, whatever you want to call it, right? I'm not going to go into the specifics of it because I'm not here to kink shame. I'm not here to judge. I have a job to do. This is what I do the best at, and I'm not going to sit here and say anything about this guy because he's a good guy. Anyway, after they had sex, I'll show you the results later. They were very crazy. He goes to reopen with the conversation with that picture, and this is essentially to make the girl lust after him. And essentially, this picture is under our guidance and supervision in his private gym, so you can see her again tonight. So what we got Will to do is go to his private gym in his penthouse, whatever, take the picture or whatever of him looking like that with our guidance, and then there we go. We got him to take that, send it to her, and now she's wet. So obviously, she takes in the bait, she responds well, and Will seems to basically has done a good number, and as you can see, she needs time to recover. Now, she takes interest in his life, but the thing is, as a masculine man, you should never explain yourself here and ignore it. You need to stay mysterious. You need to make sure there's an incentive about you, because as soon as a girl knows too much about you, she's going to flake, she's going to walk out on you, she's going to leave you to the dumps. Not a good idea. Anyway, but as you can see, we didn't answer her question, as I said, and now we essentially want to prepare her for another night of being a little pussy slut for Will. And remember, guys, girls don't need to recover. They're made to handle rough sex in the bedroom. I mean, some girls I have sex with for more than 8 to 12 hours. Like, I genuinely, girls are bolt for it. That's what they're good at, being used, okay? Being used as sexual whores. That's literally what they're good at, okay? No insult shit. At the end of the day, girls love rough sex. Like, it's the truth. Like, a lot of people on the internet will say to you, girls are these innocent creatures. If you want to know if girls are innocent creatures, go read the fucking Haunting Adeline or rough sex books or book talk books. This is pornography for girls, quite literally. This is the pornography equivalent for girls. And if you read these books, all it is just rough sex and horrific stuff men do to women, and they get turned on by that. So what I'm saying is just the truth. They just want rough sex. That's just how it is. Anyway, she gives us the green light here, and she wants to see Will again, and this is how you build a rotation, guys. This is essentially the power in the ops framework, and it's why it works so well, because it basically means the girl will do anything for you, as you'll see later on, and you can build a rotation. So yeah, we open our schedule and set new dates in, and now she's part of Will's rotation of many girls. So obviously, we give her a date for date 2, and essentially this is where the kinky shit begins. And again, I hold no judgments of the clients I work with, but you'll see what Will did later on. She plays for the kink, and you'll see how this ends out. So obviously, we told her, make me a sandwich, and with this girl being black, this is pretty fucking crazy, okay, what you're about to see. She goes, any dietary requirements, could do. So as you can see here, pretty fucking crazy. He really did turn her into his, I'm not going to say it because I'm not going to get demonetized and shot down, but as you know, sex doll, let's just say that. Now, they did some interracial activities. She made him a sandwich. They had good sex, and it looks pretty cool. So as you can see here, top left, sandwich made by the girl. This is obviously them playing games on the bed or whatever. This is the girl there, and I blurred this picture because it's obviously a picture from them having sex. So as you can see, this is the power of the ops closing framework. Genuinely. And this is just one of the many fucking girls this guy's been with. The only reason I showed this one is because of the sandwich. It's pretty fucking funny, I'll be honest with you. Getting a fucking black girl to make you a sandwich is crazy stuff. Like, crazy fucking work, I'll be honest with you. But, moving on. This next one comes from Kevin's Tinder profile, another alias for the guy. I'm not using his actual name. And this is the Tinder TCA setup. And this is a second texting analysis of the video. And this is obviously just going to be a great one as well. Anyway, let's get into it. Start off with the classic. We always open with the name, the basic rules of the texting principles. No matter whether you're dating the girl, married, fucking, it doesn't matter if you're in a relationship. Even with my girlfriends, I have several, I always still open a conversation with their name. I always say something like Jessica, Sarah, Molly, whatever. I just send their name. I don't give a fuck. You should always send their name, okay? But yeah, it always gets a reply. As you can see again, I'm not going to explain it this time around because it's a mysterious reply, blah, blah, blah. Now, obviously, this girl did have a bit of an ego, and she went, yeah, that's me. And instead of Kevin's name, instead of saying Kevin's name back to him, she went, yeah, that's me. So it's not a good reply, but you guys know the drill. My signature pickup line regardless, okay? We've been using it for so many years. It works like a charm. It's my go-to if you don't know any custom niche openings or, you know, just other pickup lines, but I did give you a few already, so regardless, it's fine. She replies with something more dry than usual, but we move in with the usual response to close it, and there are many playoffs for this line since I've been using it for many years. I'll give you guys other lines so I can change the game up as well. Again, I'll say them again. I said that at the start of the video. So yeah, we would make a great power couple. You're my third wife. I hate cardio, but I would enjoy it with you, so I just came up with it. Now, there's just a lot of examples, right? Pickup lines are really easy to come up with. I just like to use what fucking works, because at the end of the day, if I'm an outsourcer, I'm not going to risk and take mistakes on your account practicing fucking lines. Because if I practice lines and it doesn't work on your account, that's not going to look good on my rep. Anyway, moving forward. We obviously closed it with the TCA framework, following our traditional pattern of me with my arms around you. And obviously her reply is not ideal. It pushes away. As you saw with the girl previously, the black one, the reply with her was a lot better. She was a lot more invested. She had a lot more interest and a lot more care. Now, obviously, this girl, not really the same. She does not give a fuck, okay? Now, this is a shit test she's using to filter out and seal kill guys, which is perfectly normal. It's perfectly reasonable. And here's how we play on it, as you'll see. So, obviously, we throw in a double-edged sword to pass her shit test. And we do risk this a bit, but we tell her basically the outcome of not getting with Kevin. And this basically means she will stay on Tinder forever because she's single. So we basically what we said is, do you want to be on Tinder forever? Am I right? How you fucking pronounce her dog shit name? Have to ask Kevin. She went, you're already 24, which isn't that bad. We're just playing with it for jokes. So obviously now what you can see what this did was, it was a really good playful response. We passed this shit test using the TCA framework, and using her age was a smart move. So while the audacity to remind me my age, that was a really smart move from us, obviously. So moving forward from that. So now this is obviously where the problem comes in. I don't know how to pronounce the name, so I was just like, whatever, I don't give a fuck. So she was like, I'm curious to see how you pronounce my name. You may write it well, but the pronunciation is another thing. Now, she even double texts here as passing her shit test, which means that she's got more interest in Kevin, and she's basically asking how I'd pronounce the name because it's a foreign name. It's a clear sign of interest, choosing signal. Now, if you want to know more on those, check out Tinder Ops on YouTube. He's one of my guys who goes into the psychology of girls on YouTube. But moving forward, obviously, we're going to continue with the text. We go for a slick, clean move here, dodge her question, and just say future wife, and this comes off as charismatic and smart. Now, it works really well. She likes it. I dodge her question since her name is difficult to pronounce anyways, and honestly, this was probably just another body count for Will. He probably didn't. Sorry, Kevin, so you didn't really give a fuck. Anyway, she even double texts as a result of this, as you can see, and she states she's on the other side of the world for a holiday for the moment. So this is why I use a TCA strategy for now till she's back from holiday. So she's like, did you read my bio? I'm on the other side of the world, basically. So she's away for 2 weeks. And then obviously we went for a classic flirty, sarcastic turn of saying, yeah, I'll fly you out, mommy. So because she's older and this girl's 24, it's risky. I don't advise using this. Honestly, it's not even a fucking good reply. It's just in this scenario, it worked really well. With most girls, this wouldn't work, okay? You have to be very specific about what you do. So it's very dependent on the situation. Anyway, with that reply being there, she falls to the bait, she plays along with the TCA setup, and she sees that Kevin is now getting her married, which is all just a fugazi lie. It's to make a girl fall for you. You don't actually have to do this shit, okay? You can bullshit your way to success with women. It's so fucking easy to bullshit your way to success with women, honestly. You can slap a fucking picture of a fucking Digidash on your fucking Tinder profile and show up in a Sayat, and you can get away with it. Like, no girl's gonna question it, are they? I mean, seriously. You can pull up in a fucking Digidash, or you can pull up in a fucking shitbox and slap a car on your Tinder profile and it'll be easy. Seriously, it's that easy. I mean, one of my guys literally pulls up on a Sayat and he fucks all the girls, bro, and he has a fucking BMW X7, my BMW X7 for reference, by the way, on his profile. Like, seriously, it's not hard to get results on Tinder. You just gotta know what you're fucking doing, seriously. But anyway, that's exactly why we challenge her, because we won't actually do this shit with her again. It's just BS lies to make her fuck on the first date. Again, just a fugazi. It's just a fucking wazoo. You know what the guy in the Wolf of Wall Street says. It's just all bullshit. It's not real. It's just lies. It's just lies to make the girl fucking think that you're a good man, but you're actually a terrible fucking human being who's gonna go and sleep with this girl and dump her on the sidewalk, and after you come in her and you just like, bye. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna shame you guys. Girls are all the same. But moving forward, she takes the bait yet again and wants to know what makes her a wifey, and now she gives an autistic reply like, yes, you need to do this and that, just say be a good girl for me, etc. I'll see you on a date. So yeah, don't give an autistic reply of telling her what makes you a good girl. This is just going to make the girl turned off. What you need to do is just basically say, be a good girl, I'll see you on a date, etc. That's it. If you say that, that's just going to keep it flowing smooth. If you tell her exactly what you find in a girl that's wifey, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Anyway, my option for this play is essentially to fugazi dream her of flying her out again. Whoosh, just tell her you're going to fly her out sooner than holiday. You're not going to fucking make this girl fucking come out earlier on a holiday. She's going to be back in 2 weeks. So obviously we went with, I'm going to have to fly you out here, baby. And the thing is, you're not flying no girl out. It's all a lie. It's all a fugazi. Anyway, she's saying that I'm planning to come back in 2 weeks anyways, and she provides a time frame of coming by within that time frame basically. And she uses Kevin's actual name, which shows real interest. We use a girl's name because it works, okay? If a girl says your name at the end of a sentence, it means they actually like you. As outsourcers, we're kind of autistic. We say the girl's name at the end of the sentence, at the start of the sentence, because we just know that it works, and we know in human psychology using someone's name makes them like you more. It's because that's just how human brains work. But if a girl uses it, she really, really, really fucking likes you. So yeah, moving forward. We tell her next week would be boring, so we're better off flying her out, and obviously she'll be back in 14 days, and it's not really a problem, okay? Since she's going to be back in 14 days, it's still going to be easy for sex. So moving forward, this is what she says. She says, I have a job, so she'll be back anyways, so it works out for Kevin and this girl. Obviously, they can both have sex, and that's what happened, so that's a little bit of a spoiler for you. Anyway, she said, well, she turns down the arrival of her coming back sooner, and again, we're just talking a fugazi bullshit to her to basically just make her come back sooner, but she won't come back sooner. She'll come back in 2 weeks, and that's final. Even as a fucking magician like me, I can't make a girl fucking book a flight ticket home earlier in the week, bro, when her flight is 2 weeks due. So yeah. Keeping things real, Kevin himself texted here instead of us because it was, and this is obviously a mistake. I'll be honest with you, this wasn't a good move. I'm not going to pretend that this is some high IQ text. It's not. Kevin sent this message himself, and it was a mistake. But moving forward, we recover it for him, and she tries to shit test us here because she lost a bit of attraction, but the TCA setup has a counter for this. She doubts Kevin's actual name as well, since obviously he's using an alias on Tinder. He's a tech CEO and he wants to keep his information private. We offer services for confidentiality as well if you're interested in Tinder outsourcing. Regardless, let's move on. Now, essentially, we just go for dry replies here because now she's invested in us, and we act like we're upset her for assuming the name, which is a fake, and which is essentially to hide Kevin's identity. Because if you're a high-profile fucking motherfucker or a dude or whatever, you don't want people fucking knowing your real name on Tinder that you're sleeping with girls. This could affect your brand image in rap, okay? Like, I've worked with some incredible founders of companies you wouldn't fucking fathom. Like, I'm not going to name anything because I NDAs, but some of the people I've worked with in fucking Alba, you wouldn't believe it. I worked with some celebrities, famous people, models. Genuinely, it is ludicrous. And a lot of these guys, I've noticed, they don't want to have their identity revealed on these videos or Tinder, so they use aliases on Tinder, on the video, all of this shit. And I don't blame them. If I was getting my account outsourced to a guy, which I don't really need because I'm the best at Tinder, I would be like, yeah, don't use my real name either. I don't want fucking hundreds of girls knowing my real name that I may potentially sleep with. It's just not ideal. But anyway, she falls for the bait here, and this is great for us. And she acts concerned, telling us, don't get mad. This is good. This is a power move for us. So obviously she doubted Kevin's name here, and we went with yeah. So obviously we were just very simple and dry. It sounds like we're kind of annoyed at her. Now she's clearly upset about that. But yeah, we changed conversation here. We go for a sexual turn, and now we discuss sexual positions, and this is the grand final of the TCA setup, as you will begin to see. She takes the bait again, and for a 24-year-old, she lacks knowledge on sexual positions. Seriously. So obviously in her bio she meant she's a book talk girl, so we use that to play on her knowledge, and we're like, I'm surprised you're a book talk girl, lol. Now obviously she goes, babe, I haven't done the nasty, so I can't tell you. She lies here and states she's a virgin at 24. Kevin found out in person. This was a dumb fucking lie, and this is a shit test. This girl is no fucking virgin, and she just does this to see how men react later on. So obviously if a girl tells you she's a virgin at 24 to between 30, she's probably fucking lying unless she's religious. And this is usually a shit test. So obviously we went with the virgin at 27, but she's actually 24. We just had a typo there. And essentially we take the bait this time to play on her being a virgin, which is a complete lie. Kevin stated she gave incredible head, but I'll save the softcore pornography topics, okay? I don't want to get fucked. Anyway, she pushes for the shit test here, proving she's not a virgin, to see if we act insecure. She was like, and question mark. So obviously shit test, most girls who are actually a virgin, they wouldn't usually act this defensive. And now we play on it, and we make her believe it's a rare gem, only if she was actually a real virgin. I'm kidding, I don't care about the incel shit. I just get results on Tinder as a Tinder outsourcer for my guys, but each to their own. If you want a virgin, wife, marry, whatever, good for you. Whatever floats your boat. Anyway, we keep playing the act here, and essentially we just mentioned she's not a virgin because she's told him in person. So I just want to clear things up. I'm not assuming this girl is not a virgin. She is not a virgin because when Kevin met her, she admitted she lied. So when I say this girl's not a virgin, this isn't a fucking lie. I'm not just saying this because I read her like a book. No, she admitted it herself after Kevin met her, because I had to ask Kevin, was this girl actually a virgin? She's like, oh hell no, this girl's fucking experienced as fuck. So anyway. She was like, guys are ill here, essentially not really what I'm looking for. The conversation keeps flowing. I close it for the number, ask for the rest of basically the conversation on WhatsApp. I'll include that in the next video. I'll save that for the next part of the series in part 8. And obviously, when she's back from holiday, this is what happens between her and Kevin. As you can see here, the results of that. Okay, so when she does come back from her holiday, she puts his name on her body. Kevin ended up picking her up from the airport, took her back to his place. We texted for him on WhatsApp while he waited, met the girls, blah blah blah. This is the power in Tinder outsourcing, as you can see. So with Tinder outsourcing, you can get hundreds of girls from Tinder, sleep with them, focus on your business, focus on your grind, your hustle, whatever it is you got to do, and still see women. Because obviously going out and approaching women is a good skill to have, but it's fucking long. I'll be honest with you. And that's the powers of Tinder outsourcing and doing online dating. You just don't have to fucking go to these places and do this shit. You can get dates by being a lazy bastard. Like, it's so much more efficient. Like, the guys that I work with see 5, 10 girls a week sometimes, and they literally get to focus on their grind. They don't even have to see the girls. I mean, some of these guys have incredible rotations built out for them. If you know how to use Tinder and leverage it like me, you can do magic. You can do fucking magic. Getting girls to carve their name fucking into their thighs and body is nothing special. I had fucking ex-girlfriends at 15 and 16 that used to fucking get a knife and do crazy shit, okay? So I just want you to know this shit is normal. This isn't hard. You just gotta know what the fuck you're doing. Anyway, if you want me to run your Tinder account, feel free to apply via the link in description. And obviously, I just want you to have my results. I hope this video has given you the tools whether you decide to book a call or not. Hopefully, this video is giving you some useful tips and insights so you can get text messages results just like the guys have in this video here today. So with that being said, here is the end of this guide, and I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I did making it. Deni Ops out.